Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. And you ain't going to believe this one. Nicola Sturgeon has said there's too many young people in politics. They are just career politicians. They've never had a day job. They've just come through the ranks and they have no life experience. And she is bemoaning the likes of Humza Yousaf, of Stephen Flynn, of Mary Black, and all the others. There are very few of them that have ever done anything outside of politics, and it shows, and she's saying that they need to go out and get real world experience. This is a bit rich coming, I think, from Nicola Sturgeon, whose only real job she ever had was as a trainee solicitor, where she was so bad she got fired for major cock-ups and decided that she needed to go into politics in a vain hope of earning some money. Unbelievable that she's sitting there now with such a hypocritical attitude. And of course, she's the one encouraging all these people to come up. She was a bright young thing not so long ago. And now look at her. Oh, I've got all these bloody young people, isn't it? Oh, look at this. Honestly, it's like... you just can't imagine. Eating a bloody sharples, that is. Oh, I can't stand the cut by the young these days. Apple. Forgetting that she was one of the bright ones, one of the young ones, one of the up-and-coming ones. Like them, never done a hand's turn. What real world experience has she ever had? Startling. Let's take a look. If nothing else, it proves she's turned into a grumpy old woman. Remember one of these? When I were a kid, all this were fields. And that's where she is now. When I were young, there were proper politicians. They'd beat the war and everything. Not anymore, Nicola. Not anymore. Too many Humza Yousafs, she says. Too many Stephen Flynns. Too many Mary McCallans. Mary McCallan? Mary Black. So, Freudian slip. Although Mary McCallan has never done a job either. Well, not a paying job. Anyway, she says she's bemoaning career politicians. And of course, they are. They're career politicians. The trouble is they career into crashes, don't they? The former First Minister, who herself spent only 4 years working in the real world. Not really. Not working. May have been there. Anyway, she admitted many of today's crop go into politics for all the wrong reasons. They go in for the same reasons you do, Nicola. Power and money. Power and money. Nicola Sturgeon appeared to take a swipe at many of her former colleagues and allies, even herself, as she bemoaned the number of career politicians. The former First Minister complained the SNP was too full of young people who've just come through the political ranks. Oh yeah, you go to university, you get yourself a PPE, philosophy, politics and economics. You're armed with your freshly printed young little degree, you go, I'm getting into politics now, woohoo! And then you become some policy wonk for a third-rate politician in a failing party, get a little experience, kiss arse all the way up, eventually you drop and you get pushed in, you'll fight a couple of elections, you'll lose them, and then you'll win one, and then you'll win another, and then you're a minister, and you climb that greasy pole, kissing arse on the way up, stamping on the faces of those you overtake, and you get to the very top, don't you, Nicola? And then when you're finally ousted, you shit on everyone. It's what you do. She admitted it was wrong for people to go into politics as a career choice, like she did. The one-time SNP leader herself only worked in the real world for 4 years as a lawyer, a shit lawyer, a trainee lawyer and a failed lawyer, before becoming an MSP in 1999, aged 28. But she was involved in politics way before that. Her comments are bound to have ignited debate over who she was referring to, and there are plenty to choose from within the SNP ranks. The most obvious example is Mary Black, who was elected MP for Paisley and Renfrewshire in 2015 while studying for a PPE, the politics degree. There we go. I was right. Why do you go into politics? I'm too shit at everything else. I've got a big gob, but I'm not clever enough to do anything. I'll go into politics. Or I'm lazy and I want to live my entire life sucking like a parasite off the public tit. Anyway, since then, she's ranked in tens of thousands of pounds from the taxpayer despite admitting she doesn't enjoy her work. Hundreds of thousands of pounds, she's been there long enough. And she'll step down at the next general election at the age of 30, having never known any other working life other than that of an MP, and with no skills and no experience, and generally hated by people. And she speaks some weird language that not even other Scots can understand. She could become, she could work as the marketing director for, Kit Kat. What will she come up with? What bit of It's very Moorish. There you go. Anyway, it's not hard, is it? Not with those Kit Kats, not those nasally Kit Kats. Anyway, she was made the SNP's deputy leader at Westminster by Flinney, another Nat who lacks much experience out with the political echo chamber. After graduating, he worked with SNP politicians Callum McCraig and Maureen Watt. Never had a day job. He became MP for Aberdeen South in 2019 before ousting Ian Blackford as the SNP Commons leader in 2022. At Holyrood as well, SNP politicians are making a splash. You see, they don't have real world experience. I always maintained that you've got to be out in the real world with a real job for 10 years before you can stand as an MP or an MSP. Simply because how on earth can you relate to people without that experience? You look at Ross Greer, there he is, the embryo. Some bloke in his 70s say, come up and he's talking about, I want compensation for the working life, I did this, I was down a pit, then I had that, then the war came, blah, 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 blah. Terrible things, hardship and whatever. And there's Ross Greer going, yeah, that's great, yeah. Because the worst hardship he's had is going 20 minutes as a sock for Patrick Harvey, and then being cast aside when he's done. Other than that, it's just living with mummy and getting bitty. Never done a day's work, hasn't got an idea of what poverty is, doesn't know what hardship is. How can he relate? How can he interact? He can't, it's clear. 10 years in the real world, minimum, and then go up. Do that, and you'll find that politics will change, because the people in politics will know what the world is like. They won't come from their little degrees and their little, look at me, I'm straight out and I'm all socialist minded because I've been in uni. No, you'll be out in the real world getting screwed. Anyway, none of these were more so inexperienced she's talking about here than Miss Sturgeon's successor, Humza Yousaf, the privately educated. Oh, look at me, I'm privately educated. I didn't mix it with the hoi polloi. Former party leader, studied politics, again the PPEs, they keep doing it, at Glasgow University, and other than a very brief stint in a call centre, has worked for the SNP since 2007, when he became a parliamentary assistant for Bashar Ahmed at the age of 22. The man has done bugger all. Although he's not capable, is he? What skills has he got? None. He fails in every job. Failed in a call centre. Useless. There's no reason for him not... He is useless. Anyway, he was employed by the likes of Miss Sturgeon and Alex Salmond before becoming an MSP in 2012. His former cabinet colleague Mary McCallan enjoyed only a brief career as a lawyer. Again, failed lawyer. Before becoming a spad to Rosanna Cunningham and then Nicola Sturgeon, who handed her a government role immediately at the age of 28 after her election in 2021. They're all of them. They're inexperienced. They haven't got a clue. Deputy First Minister Kate Forbes' first job out of university was a researcher for Dave Thompson, her predecessor as MSP for Skye, Loch Harbour and Badenoch. She did 2 years as a chartered accountant, so at least she's actually worked. But that said, I've been an accountant, Hard work? Not really. I mean, technically it's hard. It's not physically demanding, it's mentally demanding. And when you're dealing with billions of pounds or hundreds of millions of pounds, yeah. But it's very privileged. She doesn't know. She's never worked in boots, has she? She's never scrubbed the cleaners at McDonald's or anything. I've been on building sites. Miss Sturgeon was speaking at the Charleston Literary Festival on Sunday when she made the claim. She said people who became politics for a career rather than believing in something were in it for all the wrong reasons, just like her. What an obnoxious, hypocritical, two-faced twonk she truly is. There's a pair of them. Hardly a job between them. In fact, I can't think of many in the SNP who've actually ever had proper jobs. There are a few, I will grant you. But a lot of the new ones never done a hand's turn, have they? Coming up. I've got to say, she seems very chirpy and up. Perhaps she's had some good news. Perhaps she knows she's not going to be arrested. Perhaps she knows she's home and scot-free. Who knows? I hope not. I hope other things get her. But she is absolutely full of it, isn't she? Where's she piping up from? Why's she gone to this thing down in England, this book festival, and seem to think that people go to a book festival to listen to Nicola Sturgeon? Nobody wants to hear anything out of Nicola Sturgeon's gob, except, yes, I accept the 20 years I've been given. What an old tart. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Do please hit the subscribe button. It really helps. Definitely hit the like button. That massively helps. And until next time, stay safe, stay well, and I'll speak to you later. Bye.